Alex, Older.
Good afternoon, good afternoon. This is the first time I've ever stood on stage and made a fool of myself in front of anyone, because it's not about me and I don't make a name for myself. As Luke said, I've been doing this since 2007, and I've been running my own agency, as everyone does, since 2009. And I've been playing golf a lot longer, thankfully, and I do have a handicap. But I don't say anything about this to anyone. So as you probably saw today and yesterday, I hide down there, I give people microphones and I make sure they're all plugged in. But that's it, because Luke can make a fool of himself and I can't. That's me, and I did finally put my Twitter handle in, not that anyone will follow me. Because I've not blogged for 3 years, so I don't tweet often either. Golf. Golf is usually played over 18 holes, and depending on where you're playing, each golf hole has a rating on the course of how hard it is. The one being the hardest, 18 being the easiest, and some basics you should know. The distances are all in yards. They're usually pars 3, 4 and 5, and the idea is to get as close to par as possible. But for me, anything less than 100 is a good round of golf. And it does. I'm trying to link it to the stuff we've learned over the last couple of days. So we'll start off with the thing you can't choose when you play golf, is the conditions. And with work that we do, we can't pick our clients necessarily. Like a lot of clients, we can't control what they say and do. And if we get lucky, it's a really nice day. However, we just have to get out there and play because needs must. The prime example is Andy Bell and I, we went to play golf in December. It was so foggy that the course we went to play on was shut. But actually, because it was so foggy and you couldn't really see that far, it made you think about how you were playing the holes and how we play golf. So with golf, obviously aside from the weather, each course has hazards and the risks around the course, and we try and avoid them at all costs. The idea being that if you avoid hazards, you keep your score low. So usually on golf courses, you normally have rough, bunkers, water, trees, other people, and we're not all Tiger Woods, who's a really good golfer who has made incredible shots in his time. So what we've got to do to avoid hazards really is not to aim at them. You might go, well, if I shoot that way, I'll get there really quickly, which is great. But if I end up in it, it's going to take me even longer to get out of it. And it's all about, for me especially, is making sure you pick the right club as you make your way around. And then if we do end up in those hazards, it's making sure we have a sensible decision to get out of them again. So if we do that and we play our round of golf, we get our rewards, which our rewards is that we get better shots, chances for low scores, and if you're really lucky, you can win prizes at tournaments. A lot like getting paid by clients at the end of it. So this is the 17th at my local club, which I play. And I do have some animations. There we go. So, dotted red line. That is ideally the best shot I could play on this hole. I would take out both of the lakes. I'd be really close to the green, and but it's a risk. The risk is that. Oh, can I hide in the dark now? The risk here, obviously, is that if it goes wrong, what happens is I end up in the water, or I end up in the water. 9 times out of 10, the likelihood is I'm going to end up in the water. So what I could do is do my yellow line, different club, slightly shorter, try and aim between the 2 lakes. Again, I could go short and in the water, or I could go long and in the water, especially in the summer. So what I can do is I can take a step back and go, actually, I don't need to get as close to the green on this shot as possible. I just need to get into play to make a sensible second shot. So I aim for the green line, which gets me away from the water, means that my next shot can be over the water, and I'm in a good position to keep playing the hole instead of finding more balls that cost lots of money. So, God, this is why I don't do this. So, and again, sorry to jay a little bit, but it's all right. So let's break down a hole, okay? Here is a 525-yard par 5. Oh, you've got laser, so obviously, and then for those that can't quite see, that's react. Normally I play off of one of these two. So we'll say on here that I'm playing in a competition and I'm playing right back here. So the hole is 525 yards long, and I know that if I hit my driver perfectly, I can get over here somewhere, maybe. But I don't want to do that, because if I get it really wrong, I get stuck with angular for a couple of shots. Or I quickly end up in react land and want to get out of that as quickly as possible. So what I do is I would take out my 7-iron and I break the hole into 3. So I would end up here on the fairway. God, you can see how well I'm shaking. So I take out my 7-iron and I'd have 3 good shots that keep me lovingly in the middle, making sensible choices as I build out my buttons and forms, to get to the green in 3, which gives me at least 2 putts, and then I finished in par. Now, for pro players, that's probably not enough. But for me, finishing in par means that depending on the scoring formats of competitions, if you're really interested, I will tell you about them. But don't worry about it, is that because I've taken 3 sensible shots, I've got exactly where I need to be with a chance of it scoring a point. So that's what you do. It's all about taking a step back, and not necessarily in golf, but with projects and stuff, if you're throwing something together, is not to run straight for angular. I don't know why you would. But maybe taking a step back and avoiding React, because you don't need JavaScript for everything. And perfectly. Thank you. That's it. Also, thank you to Nicole, who's designed my slides, because, as Luke said, I'm a dev, and she's at the back there.